Hi, my name is Adriana, and today we're going to be interviewing someone who has quite a lot of information to share with us during this crazy coronavirus outbreak. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about who you work with.
Okay, so my name is Val McLeod, and I'm the Chief Executive Strategist for Healthy Place Now. It's one of the emerging global health and wellness company, and we help people to approach their health and wellness from a very natural perspective. And we're always grateful when we can provide information about things that will just help people to feel better from a very organic space.
That's good, especially with this outbreak happening. It seems like people are losing their minds. They're, kind of making the grocery stores run out of everyday essentials. Moms and parents alike, they're getting concerned. They're not getting the baby formula they need or just the everyday things they would use in their home because people are stockpiling and it's causing quite the crisis. How would you say people can avoid or prepare better in your perspective?
Well, I think, Adriana, that is the principal issue is that people panic for lack of information. And because the more good information we have, then it kind of restores a sense of being able to make decisions from a measured and a calmer perspective. What really concerns me as a person who loves to advocate for just whole life wellness is the amount of stress that is causing the tension. And stress is I heard a neurosurgeon in Miami once tell me that stress will kill you first, no matter what disease, no matter what you're facing, but just minimize and eliminate as much stress from your life. So here with this coronavirus, we just have seen stress levels go through the roof, which is a really wonderful segue to what we at Healthy Place Now want to bring to this conversation. It is about strengthening one's immune system. And I think that because people are looking at so many external measures, and I don't want to get into a debate about who's wrong and who's right. I'm just saying what's always right is to always have the strongest immune system from a personal protective, and strengthening one's body from the inside out really helps a person to whatever health issue or challenge may arise to have a much better chance of fighting off
At the
that.
end of the day, it doesn't matter how much stuff you got stockpiled in your house. If your health ain't right,
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly true. And so one of the things that has really concerned me is like the preoccupation. And again, I'm not. People are just doing from what they think they think is best. The preoccupation with putting on masks and putting on gloves and running away from people, and almost like it's just completely just destroying and disintegrating.
and they're completely buying out all the antibacterial soaps, hand sanitizers. There's everything else in the grocery store, but these aisles are empty.
Yeah.
Kind of nuts. And I don't even know if these antibacterial soaps are helpful during this time, because I heard a rumor that they can actually be more harmful than good.
Well, what a wonderfully prescient thing that for you to be aware of. The typical commercial, particularly hand sanitizers, not only are many of them alcohol-based, and I'll talk about that in a moment, but far too many of them, if not most of them, are filled with very, very harmful toxins and chemicals.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I think about that people are in the desire to protect themselves, or actually maybe even making themselves more vulnerable by using these chemicals, and immediately eating thinking their hands are clean. Well, they may be clean from any viral immediate thing, but now you're ingesting all these other chemicals, and we don't know.
That could eventually get you sick later down the line.
You don't know.
And see, I was under the assumption that these hand sanitizers were mostly alcohol based.
Yeah, yeah, which presents another challenge. I mean, they may have some brands that are alcohol based and maybe that don't include, harmful chemicals. I don't know, but let's talk about the alcohol based factor because that's a
Okay.
factor as well. Okay, so
Yeah,
what
so many
alcohol
things.
does, yeah, alcohol actually where it does, completely strip the hand of any type of germ or
Bacteria.
anything bacteria, anything viral on it, it'll strip the hand. But not only does it strip the hand of the bacteria that may be bad, it strips the hands of the good bacteria that we naturally have to fight off different germs. I mean, this is coronavirus COVID-19. That means there were 18 before it. This is a 19th one. So we are constantly, it's going to be coronavirus 20 and
Just like the
21.
flu virus, it's constantly
It's
evolving
going
and
to be
mutating, and our body adapts to it.
well,
Those who are strong and immune, anyway.
yeah, but the thing that's so challenging about this particular one, for those who do have a compromised or weakened immune system, this particular strand of the virus is killing people. So this is something very, very serious that we don't want to underplay. And this is why I'm saying that I believe, and there are many, doctors and wellness professionals who also have, subscribe to this position, this particular perspective, is the strengthening of one's immune system or using products that help the body to achieve that protection as it relates to, antiviral, antifungal protection, but this does not leave you susceptible to being exposed to whatever viral or bacterial or sometimes these things are so microbes are so tiny, these microorganisms are so small, they're undetectable by the eye, even under microscopes. So like wearing of the mask and do some of these external things, it's just absolute hysteria, and it hurts me that some of the people who just don't know enough may sometimes be the ones that are most vulnerable.
And not only that, they kind of cause a chain reaction because people see panic and they're like, oh, I need to go get things too, before if they're getting that, I must need it. If they're wiping out the shelves for antibacterial soaps, I need to get all the antibacterial soaps. And when you don't, like you said, lack of information, when they don't really know what they're doing, they might just be making the situation worse.
Yeah, and it's so funny, even with just if anybody just do due diligence and Google what are the harmful effects of like soap we may be using every day. What are in terms of the chemicals that are in it? I mean, it will be staggering to you, like yikes.
Yeah. And I think that's what people need. Like you said, we have access to so much information, but if you don't give people a sense of direction on what they need to be looking at, what they need to kind of grow a sense of awareness for, then they're all just aimlessly focusing more on the fear links and post and oh my goodness, versus the informative stuff that can really help them stay healthy, stay away from things that are going to put them in a bad situation. And I think that's the most important thing right now, is that people need to find the right access to information, to the things they really need to focus on.
Well, yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things that, not because I am affiliated with Healthy Place Now, but it's because I believe it's just such a sound approach. So Healthy Place Now recently came out with a product because there is so much hysteria around, go get hand sanitizer, go, and then because they're concerned about that people could be ingesting harmful chemicals. So they have a product that's a 100% organic, triple strength hand sanitizer that's made only with all natural three ingredients. Instead of alcohol based, it's alkaline water based. So people can research the benefits of alkaline water. It has lemon essential oil. You can Google and look into the health benefits of lemon essential oil. And it also has tea tree oil in terms of, the basic triple strength hand sanitizer that they have. So it's a completely paradigm shift, and it changes the narrative of, let me strip my hand of everything, then let me to coat myself with something that will give me a greater sense of protection, and it's also more long lasting.
And so it's like you're keeping the good germs that your body needs to fight off any bad stuff trying to intrude you. Not only that, it's, you know what it is. There's no harmful chemicals entering your body. It's all natural stuff that you can look up in Google. Like you said, information's free. Google's here. And
Yes.
so that's a really nice product you guys have. I mean, what made you guys kind of derive that? Has it been a part of y'all's company's product line for quite a while, or?
No, actually, no, this was actually in response to our concern for the, just the panic of people going out, and not having the right information and getting some of the toxin filled hand sanitizers, but also because, as you just said, these stores are out. And so I was speaking with our founder and CEO, like, oh my goodness, this is a real concern. And so it was from that place. I mean, we've been in business for several years. We're very successful in sharing our botanicals, our 100% organic products. But so we just put together a formulation of products that we were already using and creating great success, and just making that combination together to be actually fill this space. And one of the things that you said, I wanted to just kind of add that in when you talk about putting the products on the hand. Most people don't think about is that the skin is our biggest organ. Why? Because everything that we put on our skin goes into our bodies, because our skin is very porous, including our hands. So for anything that we're using actually does, get absorbed to a certain degree. And so cumulatively, there's an effect. And like I said, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to get into it does this, it does that. But we know, depending on what a person's health status is, that it could have some negative effect, particularly now that we're talking about a very, concerning viral issue with the COVID-19. So what we love about the triple strength hand sanitizer that we have, again, that's alkaline water based, that's lemon essential oil, that's tea tree based, is that is the evidence is clearly compelling the antifungal, antiviral, inflammatory even properties of these natural products. So we're excited about people being able to give this a consideration, give it a try, and we know it will not be a harmful thing to them. As they're waiting to get tested, as they're waiting to find out what's going on, people need to strengthen, even though this is an external product, like I said, because things are absorbed, it can only help to provide some measure of immuno strengthening.
Good, yeah. And this is a spray or a gel? What exactly is it?
We have both. We have two. We have one that's a spray on that a person can use up to 7 times a day. Here's a wonderful thing about it. Now, this is like amazing. I was just fascinated by this because it's not alcohol based. It doesn't just absorb. It doesn't just evaporate. And that's what happens with the alcohol based product. The moment the alcohol is gone, your hands may be clean right there. But the moment you touch a surface, then now you have no protection on your hand at all.
You're just having all the bad bacteria crawl up on you.
Yeah, there you go. So with something that has ongoing antibacterial, antiviral effect, then the research bears that you can get that coverage can last up to 3, maybe even 4 hours, right? So that's a very, very positive thing. So there's a 1-ounce spray on that's available, and then there's also a gel, and the gel also has a longer retention rate on the skin and on the body, because the gel can be used, from head to toe. Like people are covering themselves with masks and all these things.
Yeah, all this stuff.
Yourself with something that's going to be more healthy and more protecting for you.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we'll definitely want more information on your products and your company. I think right now, especially with this pandemic happening, we want people to, like you said, have information and access to things that are actually going to help them and not actually cause a bigger issue. Because like you said, if they're using this stuff and now they just have clean, no good, no bad, and they go and touch something, now they're actually a threat to themselves, their family, their community. And we want to try to avoid that, because This has been going on for what? Maybe everything was normal about a week and a half ago, and then suddenly things just hit the fan. People are freaking out.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, with these products that are becoming available and the information we give people, we can educate them for how to properly care for them, their immune system, and kind of make the situation lessen before it gets any worse. So,
Uh,
thank you so much, Val, for all your insight on all of these products. We truly appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me, Adriana. We have in the process of having a website built that will be healthybodydefense.com, and much more information will be forthcoming. So I really appreciate it, a time and opportunity to talk with you, and
All
many
right.
blessings and great health and safety to you and your family.
Thank you. And you as well. Thank you for today. Bye. Have a good one.
Bye for now.